Live. You're listening to with Men, the podcast.
Now the second round, even more harder than the first one. Ups and downs, bombs, I don't know what. We got safe to Katumtu, to Kafika in that buildings, we called these people. So now in the second round, we helped 4 people. 3 men and 1 woman. She was Gambian woman working for UNICEF. Then 1 Ugandan guy and 1 Kenyan guy and 1 Russian dude. So there were 4 of them and 2 of us, so we were 6 in the car. So watu 4 wako nyuma, sisi tuko wawili. Safari ya kurudi airport na hotelini. This one was even tougher because we are more men, they are more scared because about wanajeshi wenyewe wako hapo, lakini yani they're just ready for an ambush or something, you know. Yeah. So by the time wanasema what's happening, right? So from far na nini toka wenyewe wamekagua bags, what you guys do you have, where are you going, au wengine hata waongei Kiarabu. So for us, we're the one who have to talk on their behalf, like, no, this is that person, this one does this is the passport, this is the ID. So after we prove everything it's okay, then okay, you guys can go. So we went through that, tukapita fika mpaka hotelini. So this time we have 4 people plus 200. Now we did 5 people. Now this time it's around 4 or 5 p.m. Hapo jioni giza limeshaanza kuingia, you know. So tuko hapo, you know, watu ile sasa furaha hotelini pale, watu wanakuja wanatufuata, hey, thank you so much you guys. So hapo Hassan Tibwa, Hassan Sami, you know, like hiyo watu wameweza kutujua, simu zinaingia. So now the last trip on that day. So on that first day we did 3 trips. So now on the last trip now was to go and help my friend, because as I was moving, I had this lady, she's a friend of mine. Yeah. She's American. So ipo Katumtu. So when I was in Katumtu in the second round, I was on chatting with her, you know. Nikamwambia, now she heard that I was helping people. Akasema, Hassan, come on, please do something, like you come and help me. The situation is really bad, because like I was talking to her, you know, all these days. So nikamwambia, I'm coming back to pick you. Umeona? So like nikafeel kwamba after all this I've done, then these are strangers, who I helped, but now that lady, she's my friend, I know her, you know. I told Sam, you have to go back there. Sema kanambia, no, you are kidding, man. Angalia muda, kwa sababu ikifika jioni ndo mambo yanakolea kweli kweli. Akasema anambia, no man, you can't do it. So tukaanza kukuaro hapo na nini, hapana twende. Nikamwambia Sam, listen, me I have promised that lady. Kwa sababu hata ukienda kwenye hiyo post ya New York Times, utaona kuna screenshot of chats imewekwa pale. So ile ilikuwa ni mimi na yule that lady. So naambia, like, I'm coming to pick you, I'm coming to help you, I promise I'm coming. You just don't do anything, because like she was so much worried and scared. The situation was horrible. So like for me, I can't sleep here, because at that day those RSF guys, they started even like to occupy buildings. They were going inside. So like it was really bad. So I can be like, no, me, like, you come. If you don't come, I'm going to do something. I don't even know what I'm going to do, but you just come. So you can be, no, don't do anything. Don't drive outside. Don't even step outside. Me, I'm coming to pick you. So I had that. I was supposed to have to go back there. So Sammy akanelezea, oh, you know, nikamwambia, let's just go, Sammy. If you can't go, you just give me the car. I will drive myself and I will go to pick her. Then like, okay, no problem, let's go. So we agreed. Hivyo muda mwingine tunanuniana na nini. Hizo unajua wote tumepanic hapo, unajua tuko unstable na but we did it. We drove again, we got to Katumtu. Tulifika Katumtu, I thought this lady, she's just alone. I found she's her and other 9 people, I think even 10, kwa sababu kuna familia hapo. So what they did, the building was like a 10-story building, So now the apartments inside there, most of them are colleagues that are on the same office. So they had gathered to her apartment. So there were other people there with her. We have to open the door, like, wow, watu wako hapa wamejikusanya.
Wow, na nyinyi mna Corolla.
Sisi tuna Corolla. So tukiwa itakuwaje hapa. So tukaongea nao na nini, sasa hapa okay. So this lady, she told me, like, now listen, Hassan, it's either we go all of us or we stay all of us. There's no like we see wawili waende haiwezekani. So the good thing, they also had their cars. They had their cars. So we had to pick 2 more cars. And now we had to move on a convoy of 3 cars. So tukawapanga hapo na nini, okay, wewe tenda kwenye gari na just some few bags they had kids, you know. They were South Africans, they were Americans, Kenyans, Ugandans, some Asian guys, so some like different countries. So tukaenda kwenye magari tukaanza kuendesha. So me, I drove that lady's car. Sami akadendesha gari yake, and the other guy also had to drive, so we had a convoy of 3 cars. So because I knew very well those are Khartoum 2 areas and the roads, so the one driving, I was on the first car. So the first car, Simon was on the last car, and this guy was at the middle. So he moved at the convoy. No, it was tough. Na hapo sasa tunaongea giza imeanza kuingia hapo jioni saa 12 hapo saa 12 kama saa 1. It's a bit dark. Hapo magari yanapita na nini sasa wanauliza mnaenda wapi simama hivyo. It was really tough, extremely challenging, but finally we made it safely to the hotel. So we made it to the hotel with more than 10 people, and those 5 guys, we had like maybe 16 people or something just on the first day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that is how it continued to
happen. The first day, the second day, the third day, we did that for like 6 or 7 days.
6 or 7 days. Yes. And then watu wakawa wanazidi kuambiana na
kabisa.
At no point akuwaletea matatizo na the army.
No, we had challenges, like we were detained. Kama ukiona kwenye article ukisoma kuna inaeleza we were detained for a couple of hours, tukaachiwa mida kama saa 9 asubuhi from 10 p.m.
Hasa katika huo muda wote uliwasiliana na nyumbani?
Hapana.
Uliwasiliana na ubalozi? What was your game plan?
No, for me I was just living and that's it.
No game plan. Were you even thinking of getting out of Sudan?
No, hapana. Sababu on the first week, on the end of the first week now, as easy embassies now they were planning evacuation, like you have to move, So the Tanzanian embassy, they called me. I had some friends who they used to work with the embassy. They called me like people are going, like you have the roster, but your name is not there. What's your plan? I told them for me, I'm not going. Like
why? For
me, my plan was not to go out
why?
Of Sudan.
Why?
Okay, why? Okay, I have first, like I was optimistic, Like I couldn't imagine like this war could take this long. Me, I thought like maybe this is something maybe it could last me for a month or something or 2 months. So why should I go? Okay, I'm going where? I'm going home. So it's something like I couldn't even accept it. So I think my mind, like since I didn't have anywhere to go, so like no, I just have to hold into this. I kept on remembering my promise and my plan. Me, I'm not giving up in Sudan. I will stay here till I get my paper, till I get my life, So I was like, no, this thing it will end. Hata kama in Khartoum it will get worse. We can move, go to the village or go somewhere and live there 6 months or whatever. Then from there we come back to Khartoum and life maisha itaendelea. Hawezi kupigana forever. So I would just stay here. That was first. But the second thing, for me, Sudan was home. Khartoum was home. I was there for 6 years. I had accumulated a lot of things, I had my car, I had a couple of things. Like I had life in Sudan, So for me, all this which I have been building for the last 5 years through blood and sweat, then siku moja tu niamke nifumbe macho nichukue begi langu moja niondoke, it was really painful and it was really hard to imagine. So me, I was like, no, I'm not going anywhere. This is my life and this is it.
Na wakati mpaka that time nyumbani bado unajua kwa Algeria.
Exactly.
Mpaka that time.
To that time.
So I have any naswali ambayo lina kama 2 parts. Part 1. At what point ili kufanya uamue kwamba it's time to go?
Okay. So mimi nilisema mimi siondoke, niko Sudan. So nimekaa hapo sasa vita inaendelea. Watu wameshaondoka, Tanzania wameondoka. Like imagine like your friends, like your countrymen.
But you and Sami were still in Sudan.
We're still in Sudan.
Babu Sami kule ni kwao na umegoma kuondoka. So watu wameondoka, sasa watu wameisha. Like it's like a sacrifice. So like okay fine. Should I go or should I remain? But the moment I say like me I'm remaining, which means watu wameshaondoka. And the moment wakishaondoka, the ways to go out, they get extremely impossible. Like it's really hard. Maybe to just move out alone and utapita wapi, unajua? So the guy they left. So it's me and Sami. In our apartment we were 4 of us. 2 were Ugandans and me and Sami.
So we're trying to convince these Ugandans, like, you guys, listen, let's just stay here. Let's just stay. We have food because we're collecting food from these people we're helping. You know, in Bazal, so we have food, we have water. So let's just stay here. These guys, for them, like at the beginning of the war, they're like, yeah. For me, like, yes, we will stay. Namweza rafiki yangu Malik, are you leaving or you're staying? Like, I'm staying. Okay, fine, let's just stay. That's cool. So yes. The first day, the second day. But the way the days goes, watu wanaanza kujiandaa kuondoka na nini simu. The guy was like, man, I'm leaving. One day we went out. We came back at home in the evening. These guys were packing their bags. We're like, man, first we are going, you know. Shit. Yeah. So like, okay, no problem. See, first we are here. We'll be updating what's happening in Sudan. We had to drop them. Me and Sam, we drop our friends to where they had to, you know, to connect with their countrymen, Ugandans, and their embassy. Bye. That's the last time I saw them. The guy, they left. We got back home ourselves. We were 2 of us, me and Sammy. Now, eventually, after the second week, now people were leaving. Now, even the Sudanese who were staying there, now they're also leaving. So we found that we were the only 2 people on our neighborhood. Because at the first time on our building, ilikuwa nasema jengo la ghorofa 5 ghorofa 6, 5-story building. Everyone left, yeah? They even gave us like the keys to the apartments, like we were the only one in the building, so you could just go through
the whole building had 2 people.
The whole building, we were just 2 of us.
Wow.
This not the first, like on the first week or the second week. Just ourselves. And it was okay. We were just there, we got the rooftop, we see what's happening, we come back inside. On the end of the second week, we found that we were the only one, nearly the only one in that neighborhood.
The whole neighborhood?
The only neighborhood. Like, kama unazungumzia kama hii sehemu yote hapa.
Yeah.
Ubaki peke yetu.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So now we got information from people. One of our friends ambao walikuwa at the army. Wakatuambia one of the RSF guys, some friends ambao we had met, you know, in this. Baada sasa no, this is our work we were doing. So we had to make friends, some contacts, some people we could call. So wakatuambia nyie bana, kama mnaweza tokeni, kwa sababu on the coming days there might be a huge ambush coming. So you guys will have to move. Kwa sababu hii hatua inaenda wanaanza kuattack with planes, so wanaanza bomb the buildings na nini, kwa sababu RSF they on the ground, wameanza kujificha kwenye majengo na nini kwenye mashule. Mungu anasumbua. Yeah. So like you guys, you have to make sure you move, kwa sababu literally on all this neighborhood you are just the one you have remained. Au jamaa anatuambia sababu wao like they had a checkpoint very close to where we are staying. So ilikuwa ni kama shikaji zetu, tunaenda kama jioni, we go out, we chill with them at their checkpoints. These are soldiers, tunaongea nao, so they were friends. Mbanya bidi mtoke. So now we had to move. But now moving, going where? So the plan was like, okay, listen, no, Sammy's house, it's a bit out of Khartoum, like it's a bit out of town, It's in Khartoum, but a bit out of town. So for us, Sammy's, you have your home, yes, so let's just go to Sammy's home. So we had to move from Riyadh, from our apartment, move from there now to Sammy's place. And that was an extremely, tough time I went through, because it's when I felt that pain. Now I'm just forced to pick some few things, just one bag, just my papers, my laptop, and that's it. Everything else, it remained behind. Like the clothes hung, that's it. Just picked one bag, we picked our food, Sammy picked his stuffs, and we drove away. So we left to Riyadh. I left my car down there. We took Sammy's car. We went to where Sammy's house was. It's a place called Kalakla. Kalakla, it's on the southern part of Khartoum. We went there. As I was parking, I told Sammy, man, we are just parking, going to your house, going to your home, hoping we'll come back and live our lives. But have a feeling, this is the last time I'll be here. And it's so true. Since that day I left, I've never gone back there.
You don't even know what happened. You don't even know what happened to your car.
I had like the building was bombed.
Oh, the building was bombed.
That's what I had.
Wow.
Yeah. So
from Sammy's house, that's when you're like, now I need to go home too.
No. Still from there. Like, yeah, for me, we are staying. So if we are here, this is the house and everything is here. So yeah, let's just stay. So we are leaving. So Sammy's house, the family lived in Saudi Arabia, but there he had his sister was there with the husband. So it's a 2-story building. So for them, they're upstairs. For us, we're downstairs. Just, you know, we're living comfortable. So there, kulikuwa kuna mapigano mengi sana. No? So we could just hear the fightings from a distance, but sometimes so get close, sometimes normal, you know. So by that time, like the war, it's normal, like we're living the war, eh? So like hata asubuhi unamshwa na risasi na nini pa tunashtuka, okay. Kwa sababu kulikuwa kuna umeme, so we are sleeping on the rooftop. So sleep on the rooftop, kwa asubuhi unaona hiyo moshi na nini, okay, kumekucha. Just pick your mattress, you go back down. Yeah. So now this will speak about the 3rd week of the war. Now at this time, the New York Times guys wasa wameanza kutafuta, even before we left in Riyadh, they had heard what we were doing, eh? So wakantafuta, so I was in contact with one of the guys, the reporter, Declan. So Declan from New York Times, yeah. So wakantafuta, so like, yes, we want to make a story of what you guys are doing, like we have heard about your stories and everything. It's so amazing story, so brave of you guys, so let's do it. So at that time sasa tuna cooperate sana jamaa anaandaa stories, so tunamtumia picha, tunamsimulia like what this, couple of calls. Now till when we go to Sammy's house, eh? So at that time, like tulikuwa tumemaliza sasa kumsimulia, so the guy like, you know, is preparing that, the article is ready, ameweka kwa, I don't know, kwa editors, from there you published, yeah. So at that point, now I had my friends, maybe some couple of people who I helped, you know, some guys. At that time, most of them now they had moved. They have been evacuated through Port Sudan. Yeah. They went to Jeddah. From Jeddah, they went to Nairobi. So came to anybody. But these guys, they kept on like to check on me, like, Hassan, how are you doing? So how is Sudan? Okay, so what's the plan? Are you staying? So friends, just some people can be like, man, you have to leave, you have to leave because Sudan, like, it's going to take so long, you know. So you have to leave. So most of friends were telling me like, leave. So just that's the friends who were watching from outside, the ones who were in Sudan, So I'd be, man, you have to leave. Till that point, my family, they didn't know anything, what was going on. So then it's when I like, okay, I have to go, because like, okay, now let me just go. Let me go to Nairobi. Not the plan was I leave Sudan, I go to Nairobi, I stay for some time, then I see what's next. And at that point, kulikuwa kuna mtandao sasa. There was no even network. Even a few friends I was in touch with, they could call me straight. Like we talk. Sometimes it was even really hard, even to get connected. Yeah. So then we found out kwamba the article imetoka sasa. Like you guys have been posted on the New York Times. Like you guys appeared on the front page. You guys appeared this. Like these are the reference. Like these are the reviews. Like your story is out there, you know. So ile story pia kutoka ikawa pia sasa, it's a reason I was like, I need to go, because watu wako sana tafuta, like people are reaching out, like at Patkani, like you're not even online or not even this. So I told Sammy, listen Sammy, let's go out. So Sammy also wanted to go, but Sammy, he lost his passport on all these ups and downs. He lost his passport. So just he had the old passport, but the new one he didn't have it. So he couldn't, like so for him he had to stay behind because he didn't have his passport. So for me, I had to find a way to leave. How did I leave? I got in touch with some Kenyans through the Kenyan embassy. So for them now, they were planning the last evacuation group. So I had to go and join them with the Kenyans. Then from there, to leave the country. So Sammy dropped me at that place. It's like a residential place where the Kenyan guys were living. So there it's where like everyone had to find the way to get there. Then from there, the bus could come and pick us. We left. So nikafika hapo. We were we stayed there for about 3 days at that place, 3 or 4 days. On the 4th day, we left. We were 55 of us. Out of 55 of us, we were only 2 men and 53 women. All these 53 largely were Kenyans, And we had like 2 Ugandans and 1 Burundi lady. Yeah, so I was the only Tanzanian. And I was the only one who could speak Arabic, So the embassy gave me that bus, like Hassan, because of the one who could speak Arabic. And for us at the embassy, we're remaining behind. Like, you guys, you have to go. So you'll be the leader. This is the roster, the names of the people in the bus, and this is the permit, the travel permit. This is they are not from the embassy. These are the documents. So barabara wakiwasimamisha, wakiuliza sijui I don't know what, show them this, and you have to talk for these people. Just make sure these guys, they get safe to South Sudan, because you had to move through South Sudan. said, okay, no problem. So now I had another task to move with 55 people through South Sudan to the border. Tuambia mkifika border, you'll meet there are IOM guys, the UN Department for Immigration. So they'll be there at the border waiting for you. Then from there, you proceed with the Kenyan embassy in South Sudan. Yeah. So on the 4th day in the morning, basi likaja, tukawekwa hapo ndani, out at the front, safari kaanza. From Khartoum to Renk. Renk now it's just a city. It's a small town from the border, South Sudan. Yeah, and that's it.
And that's how you made it. Is Sami still in South Sudan up to now?
No. Now, Sami remained in Sudan.
Mpaka leo?
Sami remained in Sudan, in Khartoum. So he stayed there. Now the situation got worse. So now he had to move from Khartoum. Now he went to Port Sudan. Port Sudan, it's on the border. It's just on the sea. So it's the border between Sudan and Saudi Arabia. So it's just a sea separating. So once you cross that side, you're in Jeddah. This side is Port Sudan. So it's then Port Sudan. Actually, not Port Sudan now. It's where all the government offices they moved there. It's like now it's like a new city there now. Port Sudan. So it's a bit safe there. So there are these NGOs and organizations. They're all operating from there. So he moved there, hoping maybe he could get a visa. He could get a way to cross to Saudi Arabia, where he could meet his family, or maybe to renew his passport or something. So he moved there. So as I was speaking, Sam is still in Port Sudan.
But he's safe.
Yeah, he's safe. He got a job. He's working there.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So tell me about Nyumbani. How did that conversation go? Eventually, the truth came out. New York Times on the Post. Yeah. People are talking about it. Yeah. Who ndio Hassan Tibwa ambaye what was the reaction Nyumbani? How did that conversation go?
So Nyumbani hakujua mpaka ile post imetoka, New York Times imetoka. You know, it's not like si kila mtu anasoma New York Times. Hata hapa like there is no a lot of people they have no idea about New York Times. Yeah. So there are just few people who they knew about the post, or kama kina Jones, and some other guys who they checked on me, you know. But largely my family, no one knew anything till that time. So I made it from Khartoum to South Sudan, then from South Sudan, ndege ya Kenya KDF ikaja katuchukua, then we landed in Nairobi. So in Nairobi, I met my friends, like they had organized everything, my stay, so I was staying in Nairobi. So I stayed in Nairobi for 2 weeks. Till that time, my family, they didn't know anything. Now, at that time when I was moving through South Sudan, it's when I was already in touch with Jones. So Jones alikuwa ananiandikia like, okay, so tukusaidie hivi. They had organized kama nikipitia Juba na nini, all kind of things. But now, after I went to Nairobi, now like, okay, me I'm Nairobi. Before I come back home, you know, I want to stay here first, just to relax, na nini, you know, to reflect what I've been going through. Then from there, then I come back home. So for me, the plan was like, I need to get home. Don't want to be what has been happening in my life for the last 5 years. So at this time now Jones and I'm okay, fine, no problem, but like we have to do something at the country, you know, like people, they have to know like what you have done, you know, the bravery, like what wamekupongeza ni, but as a country we have done anything. So na pincha naongea na kumekucha na nini, wameinvite, nimeongea niko Nairobi. So Jones akasema like I have some media guys Tanzania. Yeah, we want to see if unaweza publish your story na nini utajua. Akasema sawa. So on the first week nikiwa Nairobi, on this kama siku ya 10 siku 11 Nairobi. So watu wa Mwananchi, the Citizen, wakanicheck. So nikaanza kuongea nao, sasa wanaandika story yao. So the Citizen wakaripoti ile habari. So it's a local content, unajua. Yeah. So Mwananchi, I don't know what gazeti gani likaandika. Now it's at that time now nikajua sasa kwamba hapa nyumbani wanajua sasa. So the moment wamepost, wametoa gazeti na nini, so even my friends wakaanza kuniandikia, people who they didn't even know where I was. Yeah. So like Hassan, this you ni wewe na nini, watu wanashangaa. So ile the tension ikaanza kuwa kubwa sana, social media, my friends na nini. Nikasema hapa in the next one day my family will be knowing everything. So I had to call my sister. Nikamtumia ile article New York Times, sister akamwambia soma hiyo article. So my sister anasifungua na anashangaa like what's going on, unajua? Yeah. Nikamwambia soma hiyo article, then from there call me. Then akasoma, akanipigia. Then nikamuelezea kila kitu. Nikamwambia first thing I'm safe. Kabisa niko sawa, msio na wasiwasi. Niko Nairobi, nikamwambia kila kitu. Nikamwambia so what you have read on the article, it says everything. So piga simu nyumbani, muulize mama what has been happening. Yeah, so she understood. Akampigia simu mother nyumbani, akamwelezea. It was extremely shocking. No one believed it, you know. They were just crying and worried, like, who are this person? So it's at that time now. Imagine my sister, she spoke to my mom. Then it took like 2 days before my mom called me. I even spoke to her, you know. She couldn't believe it. She was just praying and fasting and crying, like I'm safe. The moment I spoke to my mom was like, Hassan, everything is okay. Don't worry. We are glad that you're safe. Usijali. You come back home.
Mothers, man. Mothers.
Yeah. So like, you come back home, you know. Everything's okay. You come back home. Relax. Don't panic. Don't do anything. As long as you're safe, we're enjoying your band. So it's at that time, you know, I had to plan. I had planned to stay long in Nairobi, but no problem. I need to come home. So after I spoke to my mom, the next 2-3 days, I had booked my flight and everything. So I moved from Nairobi through Dar es Salaam, Kenya Mwanza straight. I met my family. Now for the first time after 6 years, it's when I got back home. Because I left home 2017, I've never come back home, even for holiday. Yeah, so Narudi with headlines, Narudi story, Narudi like, yeah. So you can imagine how it was.
I can only imagine. But tell me, I don't know kama kwa sababu it's a very traumatic experience.
Exactly.
Lakini kwa upande wako imekuwa na good ending, right?
Exactly.
Kwamba you are safe, ulisaidia watu na nini. Kwa tunaamini katika Mungu tunasema una thawabu zako kwa Mungu na vitu kama hivyo. Lakini have you had time ya kuweza kufikiria what could have gone wrong? Umesha kukaa labda baada ya kuwa umeshatoka umekuja. Najua yani you've spoken about it a lot.
Yeah.
Na but have you ever time ya kuweza kukaa na kujifikiria kwamba what if things could have gone wrong?
Yeah, exactly, because unajua you know after sasa, you know, ile nimetoka sasa kule Sudan, nimeachana vita na nini, sasa niko Nairobi. So you know, sometimes, you know, there's some thoughts, you know, there was nakuja, especially like those days, maybe I'm alone, maybe just you know, usiku umeamka na nini, una usingizi, then unaanza kufikiria. So I had those kind of you know, imaginations. I'm imagining like what if this could have happened, unajua? Like I imagine, like I picture myself, maybe I'm driving, then like maybe like a bomb just fall in the car, or maybe just a bullet just comes from anywhere, because yes, maybe CC target, but like there are a lot of people who died, like most people who died, si kwamba they were targeted. Hapana. It's a war zone, so yani unakutana nayo tu njiani. So I imagine like, okay, I'm moving around, then like a bullet just passed through me, you know. What could I do? You know, kama nende maisha yangu yalikuwa maisha hivyo, like was it worth it? You know. So these are the questions, you know, they keep on coming sometimes, but now say I don't think much about that.
Have you thought of maybe therapy, just to unpack what you've been through? Because I'm telling you, as I'm listening to you, on this side listening to you, naona kabisa kwamba it's moja sio experience rahisi. Babu sisi kipigwaga tu risasi za polisi tu hapo sasa tunakula kona. Sasa imagine kwamba hii iwe ni part ya maisha yako for this long. Have you thought maybe of trying therapy just to unpack na kuweza kuiangalia kitaalamu katika namna ambayo inaweza ikakufaa zaidi? Have you thought of that? It's not a must, but have you thought of that?
Yeah, I had some thought of it. Even like some people, they told me like, yeah, no, Hassan, have to go through therapy. Like you have to talk to someone. I mean, but maybe I can do it, but I haven't done it.
You haven't done it?
I haven't done it, yeah.
No, right.
Yeah, I haven't done it, yeah. But maybe at some point I'll need to do it, because when I say, you know, the trauma sometimes it can even take long. It can even take after a year, then the things will come back. Yeah, but so far now I'm okay. You know, I'm happy that I can share the experience. I can talk to people. Like for me, talking, as you said, the more you talk, you know, it's like it heals. It gives a, you know, different perspective of what you've gone through, and you know, So
how much has this changed your life and your perception kwa maisha?
So much. It's a lot. I can't even explain, because you know, first thing, once you go through the war, it's when you understand the value of life. Like you can't imagine. Like, have you ever seen someone just running nowhere just to save his or her life? Understand? Just imagine. Now, picture that you are looking at someone. Oh, unaona mtu ana running, crying, whatever, just to save his life. So you get to understand the value of life. Once you just feel like, some minutes ago, some people died here. Ama kuna mtu tu from nowhere, just a stray bullet imempiga amekufa. So I got to realize how valuable our lives are. And another thing is what I learned. Like, we shouldn't take things for granted. This is something so important. Like, I even talk to my friends. My friends Nambia, like, even the peace we have in our country. We should take that for granted. Because you won't know the value of something till you lose it. It's not like you think and see like, wow. Because once that thing is gone, to get it back, it's extremely expensive. Like, it's hard to afford it. So we should take things for granted. Like, the times we have with our friends, the things we have, the moments you create, and everything. Like, we shouldn't take that for granted. Because kuna muda tafika, like, you would wish, like, I could have stayed with my family. Maybe I could have gone out with my friends. I could have done this, but you won't have it. So it's the time I figure about these materials and whatever, they don't matter at all.
They don't matter at all. Kuna vitu ambavyo you thought they were so important,
exactly.
Like unagundua they are not as
that much important.
Yeah.
When it comes to the point of saving my life, I won't even care about the kind of watch I'm wearing, or I don't know what I own.
Yeah.
You won't care.
Yeah.
People, they have left, like, someone drives like a V8 Land Cruiser, 2022 model. Expensive car. She or he drives in the middle of the road, aina mafuta. They just leave it there. I saw, like, with my eyes, I have pictures of people I shot from my room. This guy was driving his car with his family. I don't know what happened. The car just went off in the middle of the road. The guy just picked the family and they left. 2 weeks later, as I was leaving the house, that car was still there. Kabisa.
Manake that car was the last thing on his mind.
That's it.
Mimi kakaangu nayefuatana naye when COVID hit, aliumwa sana. Aliumwa akiwa nje ya nchi. Aliumwa sana, lakini Mungu alimsaidia akapona. Wakati anaumwa kipindi kile, tulikuwa tunaanza kuongea naye. Akawa ananiambia, Michael, yani katika vitu ambavyo ujue kwamba kwenye maisha kuna vitu ambavyo ulikuwa unadhani vinamata sana. Paka napofikia ile point kwamba unaweza kuanza kupoteza vitu, unaweza kugundua ni vitu vinavyomata ni watu wanaokuzunguka, how you make them feel, the family na nini, vitu kama hivyo. But then sisi kama binadamu tunakuwa tuna kiburi na we don't see that mpaka we placed kwenye hiyo situation. I'd like to think kwamba right now view yako kuhusiana na relationships, relationships na watu in general, vitu ambavyo una treasure now, perspective yako kuhusu maisha itakuwa imebadilika kabisa.
Sana.
Imebadilika kabisa. And I remember when I was texting you juzi jana, ukaniambia, what do you hope to get from this? You remember?
I remember.
You asked me like, why do you want to do this? Mimi kana nimesema the reason I wanted to do this ni point ya mwisho ambayo umeitaja kwamba, and this is me as a man, kwamba sometimes naweza nikahisi kwamba mimi nina tatizo ambalo limeibeba dunia. Yani naweza nikahisi hivyo. But then again, whatever it is that I'm going through cannot compare to half of what you are going through.
Exactly.
Like it cannot come even to half.
It can't.
What you are going through, the risk, the adrenaline, the worries, all those other things put together. Whatever it is that I'm going through now. And that was my think of it. That was my thought of having this talk. Kwamba yani whoever ndani asikiliza sasa hivi waga nasema it could have been worse.
Exactly, it could have been worse.
Like it could have been worse. Kwa yani you should just appreciate kama upo hapo ulipo. Not saying matatizo yako ni madogo. But I'm just saying it could have been worse. Exactly. It could have been worse. It could have been worse.
Exactly.
If I'm asked, so what are your plans for now?
Well,
tunarudi shule au we are done with it au tunaenda kwenye career choice inabadilika? What's the plan for
that? Definitely now the plan is to go back to school, eh? Yeah, so we're trying to, to see if you can get some other places, a better place, of course.
Still not Tanzania, by the way.
Not Tanzania. There's some plans, Zico, some plans in the layer. Yeah, there's some institutions and they have reached out. Yeah, so we're in the process. Yeah, so hopefully I have to go back to school, and that's it.
Does it, as I'm winding up, I want to ask you, does it bother you because what this experience has brought to you extra attention about like people now know you, people want to hear about you, wanataka kusikiza story yako, wanataka kuongea, wanataka it comes with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Does it bother you at some point?
No, honestly no, not really. Nah. Like as I said, I like to to talk about it, like sikufanya, or like I didn't do all what we went through maybe for fame or for something or for whatever. No, haikuwa malengo, it wasn't the reason, but still now this is what it came with it. And I feel like through talking to it or through talk about it, it can make an impact to someone, like it can change the way people see lives, like what wanaguswa sana, like na story yangu, like I have, like I talk to people, strangers from all over the world, people that just calling me. It's like I've just read your story, and you have no idea like how much hope now I have to humanity. Like in this day of life, like there are people who can go out there with their lives, for strangers, people they don't even know, so like you have no idea the way your story have changed me. So seeing or reading such kind of comments, yeah, for me it means a lot,
As we are winding up,
yeah, okay.
Nikasema vivyo kama unaamini katika Mungu, the people that actually you saved, ambao waliwasaidia, they're praying for you.
Yeah, exactly.
And perspective in life is everything.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. One thing, for me, I'm a believer, I'm a Muslim, and I believe we are getting paid to every act you're doing,
Yes.
Like kila kitu nalipwa, unajua. So any act of kindness, it's rewarded. And for me, what I did, or what we did with my friend Sami, we didn't expect anything from anyone, so the only what we expected is like whatever we are just trying to help out. So, and the reward of this, it's just good, So we did it because we are fasting, so during Ramadan. So bilikuwa ni Mungu tu. Yeah, and that's it.
I 100% agree with you guys. And I hope narudia tena, I hope ambao umesikiliza, you get the essence of why we actually needed to have this conversation, kwa sababu kama mwanaume, kama nilivyosema kwamba saa nyingine naweza nikahisi nimebeba dunia, na ukikaa ukisikiliza watu wengine wakieleza experiences zao inakufanya kidogo uwe humble, kujua kwamba you know what, it's not all bad. No, ulijisema kwamba what I loved about this story ni kwamba unaonyesha kwamba there's still hope for humanity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yani dunia sio mbaya sana kama ambavyo
tunafikiria. Yeah, exactly.
So Hassan, thank you for doing this, my guy. Thank you for choosing to actually share your story with us at Men the podcast.
Yeah, I'm glad.
I hope mtu yote ambaye atasikiliza atakuwa na life changing experience kama mimi nimepata. And whenever I hear stories ambazo zinakuja kuonyesha kwamba we should purely learn to focus on the things that matter.
Exactly, yeah.
And you don't have to haitaki fika kwenye situation mbaya ili tuanze kufocus kwenye the things that matter. That should be everybody's mantra kwenye maisha, So thank you for doing that. That's Hassan Tibwa ambaye tumekuwa naye leo kwenye Men the podcast. Like I said, tumefanya kitu kipi ambacho hatujawahi kukifanya before. Now we just so you know, this is going to go up on our YouTube channel as well. So utasikiliza of course the audio version, lakini vile we have a YouTube channel but we share the details on our social media pages. But remember ni @Men the podcast on Twitter, @Men the podcast on Instagram. Kama you want to reach out to us, send us a DM, send us a tweet. If there's anything you want to say, kuna maswali unataka kuuliza, kuna topics ambazo unataka tuzizungumzie, don't forget, just reach us out kwenye @Men the podcast on Twitter, @Men the podcast on Instagram. Usually tunakuwa na Nadia, our own resident psychologist, but she had to sit out on this one kwa sababu alikuwa na mambo mengine, majukumu yalimbana. Kwa hiyo what can we do? Ni @mindmatterstz on Twitter, @mindmatterstz on Instagram. There's the link kwenye bio yake ambayo moja kwa moja itakupeleka kwenye website, na hapo utaweza kuzungumza au kutapata namna ya kuweza kuzungumza naye. I gotta thank the Ridge, man. The Ridge want me to host leo, I say. Proper coffee shop now. I'm got Killer 6. So if you want to enjoy your best coffee in Tanzania, walk up at Chole Plaza. So just drop by here, you know, and order your coffee. And actually, their brand of coffee is Tanzania Pibiri. You know, just the title, just the vocal it has Tanzania. And it's the coffee that I had. Proper sana. So, you know, check them out. Come here, you know, enjoy your...
You're listening to With Men, the podcast.